how to communicate better as a couple, end arguments and build connection. Hello, welcome, and thank you for choosing this time, this quiet moment for yourself and for your relationship. I'm so glad you're here. Take a breath with me, in and out. You've picked up this guide because something in your heart whispered that there could be more understanding, more peace, more of that feeling of being truly seen and heard by the person you love. Maybe you're tired of the same arguments cycling on repeat. Maybe you feel a distance that conversations just can't seem to bridge. Or perhaps you simply want to deepen a good connection into something truly extraordinary. Wherever you are on your journey together, know this. The desire to communicate better is the first and most important step. It is a gift of love for your partner and for yourself. This isn't about learning to win a debate. It's about learning to leave debates behind entirely. It's about transforming your conversations from a potential battlefield into a sanctuary, a place where both of you feel safe, valued, and connected. In our time together, we'll gently explore the hidden architecture of communication, the words we use, the tones we carry, and the profound power of listening. We'll unpack the real reasons arguments get stuck and learn simple, powerful tools to get them moving toward resolution. We'll discover how to build bridges of empathy and how to express even difficult feelings in a way that invites your partner in, rather than pushing them away. My voice will be your companion. So find a comfortable space. Let the outside world soften for a while. This is your time to invest in the heart of your relationship. Let's begin this journey toward deeper connection together. Chapter 1. The Foundation. It's not what you say, it's how you land. We often think communication is about the words we choose, and words are important. But before a single word is processed by the brain, it is felt by the body. Your tone of voice, your facial expression, your posture, these are the first messages received. Neuroscience calls this affect labeling, our emotional brain. The amygdala scans for safety or threat long before our logical cortex understands the dictionary definition of the sentence. Think of it like this. If I hand you a beautifully wrapped gift, but my face is scowling and my body is tense, what do you feel? The gift becomes confusing, even alarming. The how has completely overridden the what in love. We are perpetually handing each other emotional gifts, words of affection, concerns, hopes, requests. But if our delivery system, our tone, our face screams danger, the message will never land as intended. It will be met with a fortified heart, a defensive posture. So, our first practice is one of awareness. The foundation of all better communication is safety. Without a foundation of emotional safety, every conversation is built on fault lines. Safety check. Before you initiate any conversation that matters, especially if there's any existing tension, ask yourself this simple question. Am I in a state to build safety or to defend myself? If your heart is racing, your jaw is clenched, and you're rehearsing your brilliant rebuttal, you are in defense mode. This is not the time, and that is perfectly okay. It is more than okay, it is wise to pause. Try this, sweetheart. This is really important to me, and I want to talk about it when I can be fully present. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed right now. Can we find some time in about an hour? This single act of self-regulation and respectful delay builds immense safety. It tells your partner, you and our connection are more important to me than my urgency to be right or heard this second. Your voice is your most powerful tool for building this safety. A warm, calm, slow tone acts as a neurological balm. It signals the primal brain. You are with a friend. You are safe. Even when the topic is difficult, let your tone be an anchor. Practice speaking at a pace that feels almost too slow. Allow for gentle pauses. This creates space for understanding to bloom instead of fear. Remember, you are not responsible for your partner's reactions, but you are 100% responsible for the emotional quality of what you send across the space between you. Start by sending safety. Chapter 2, The Art of Deep Listening, hearing the heart behind the words now. Let's turn to the other side of the coin, listening. Not the listening where you're politely waiting for your turn to talk. Not the listening where you're silently crafting your counter-argument. I'm talking about deep listening, the kind of listening that is an act of profound generosity and love. Most conflicts persist, not because we disagree on facts, but because we don't feel listened to. When someone feels deeply heard, the storm inside them begins to calm. The need to yell, to prove, to convince diminishes. Deep listening has 3 levels. Level 1, the mirror. This is about accurately reflecting the content. When your partner finishes a sentence, try saying, "So what I'm hearing is that you felt disappointed when I got home late without calling." Notice you are not agreeing or disagreeing. You are simply holding up a mirror to show you received the message. This feels incredibly validating. The phrase, "what I'm hearing," is a magic key. Level 2, the detective. This is where you listen for the emotion and the underlying need. Words are often just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath you never help with the dishes. This might lie. I feel overwhelmed and unsupported, and the need is for teamwork and appreciation. So you might reflect, "It sounds like you've been feeling really overwhelmed, and you need us to be more of a team on the daily chores." You're not talking about dishes anymore. You're talking about heart stuff. And heart stuff is where connection lives. Level 3, the sanctuary. This is listening with your whole being. Put down the phone, turn your body toward them, make soft eye contact. Your only job is to be a safe, open container for their experience. Resist the urge to problem solve unless they explicitly ask for it. Often, the greatest gift you can give is not a solution, but the simple, powerful statement, "I get it." That makes so much sense. Tell me more. Practice this. For the next week, have one conversation a day where your sole goal is level 2 or 3 listening. Don't offer advice. Don't share your own story. Just seek to understand. You will be amazed at how this simple practice softens the atmosphere of your entire relationship. Listening, done deeply, is an act of love that whispers, "Your world matters to me." Chapter 3, Speaking Your Truth with I Language, the bridge builder. If listening is about receiving, then speaking is about delivering your truth in a way that can be received. This is where our word choice becomes critical. The most common communication trap is the "you" accusation. "You are so selfish, you never listen to me, you always make a mess." These statements are like arrows. They immediately put the other person on the defensive. They feel attacked, and the walls go up. The conversation shifts from connection to combat. Now let's transform those arrows into bridges using I language. I language has a simple, powerful structure. I feel emotion when specific situation because I need universal need. Let's break it down. I feel. Start with your own emotional experience. This is undeniable. No one can argue with what you feel. Use primary emotions. Sad, scared, lonely, hurt, joyful, excited, grateful. Avoid, I feel that, which is just a thought in disguise. When, describe the specific observable situation. Not a judgment, but a fact. When the dishes are left in the sink for 2 days, not when you're being a slob. Because I need. Connect your feeling to a universal human need. This is the most connecting part. Needs are things like respect, consideration, cooperation, support, peace, trust. So, the transformation, instead of, you are so selfish, try, I feel hurt and disconnected when we make plans and they get canceled last minute because I really need reliability and to feel like a priority instead of, you never listen. Try. I feel frustrated when I'm sharing about my day and I see the phone in your hand because I need to feel that I have your full attention and that my experiences matter to you. Do you feel the difference? The first statements blame and assume character flaws. The I statements are vulnerable, honest, and clear. They are an invitation. They say, here's what's happening inside me. Can you understand this? It's much, much harder to fight with someone who is vulnerably sharing their heart instead of attacking your character. This takes practice. It might feel clunky at first, but it is the most effective way to express a grievance without starting a war. You are speaking your truth without making your partner the enemy. You are building a bridge from your heart to theirs. Chapter 4. De-escalating arguments. The pause, the pattern, the repair. Even with the best tools, conflicts will arise. You are two different human beings with different histories, nervous systems, and perspectives. The goal is not to avoid all conflict. Healthy conflict can lead to growth, but to stop it from spiraling into destructive fights. Here is your 3-step emergency de-escalation protocol. Step 1. The conscious pause. When you feel the heat rising, that flush of anger, that surge of I have to say this now, that is your signal. It's a biological cue. This is the moment of greatest power. Your job is to interrupt the automatic cycle. Say, I need a pause. I'm starting to feel flooded, and I don't want to say things I don't mean. Let's take 20 minutes to calm down, then separate physically. Do not use this time to rehearse your argument. Do something that soothes your nervous system. Take a walk, splash water on your face, listen to a song, do some deep breathing. 20 minutes is often enough for your body to metabolize the stress hormones. This is not running away. This is strategic, loving retreat for the health of the relationship. Step 2. Identify the pattern, the dance. Most couples have 1 or 2 argument dances they do over and over. The classic one is pursuer versus withdrawer. One partner pushes for discussion, pursues. The other shuts down or walks away, withdraws. The more one pursues, the more the other withdraws, and vice versa. The magic happens when you can step off the dance floor together and look at the dance. You know, I notice we often get into this thing where I start pushing to talk and you need to pull away. That must feel awful for you when I'm pushing. I know I start to panic when I feel you pulling away. Just naming it without blame drains it of its power. You become a team against the pattern, not against each other. Step 3. Master the repair attempt. This is the single most important skill for relationship longevity, according to decades of research. A repair attempt is any statement or action that prevents negativity from spiraling out of control. It's a do-over. It can be humor, gentle, not sarcastic. Wow, my helpfulness monster just came out full force, didn't it? Can I try that again? Language. I'm sorry. I started criticizing. Let me rephrase that with how I'm feeling. Appreciation. I know we're disagreeing, but I really love how much you care about our finances. Physical connection. If welcomed, reaching out a hand. Gentle touch on the shoulder. Taking responsibility. I got defensive there. That's my stuff. Can we go back? The success of a relationship isn't determined by the lack of arguments, but by the abundance of successful repair attempts. Be the one who is brave enough to offer the first repair. It is a sign of strength, not weakness. Chapter 5. Building connection. The daily rituals of attention, exceptional communication isn't just for resolving conflict. It's the daily mortar that builds the fortress of your connection. It's the small, consistent practices that say, "You are my person, and I choose you every day." Let's integrate 3 simple rituals. Ritual 1, the 6-second kiss. Psychologist John Gottman recommends this. Not a peck. A full, present, 6-second kiss. It's long enough to shift your state from roommates managing a household to lovers. It's a tiny, powerful reset button of intimacy. Do it when you leave, when you reunite, or just because. Ritual 2, the daily download. For 15 to 20 minutes each day, sit together with no screens. Use the listening skills from Chapter 2. Take turns answering a simple prompt. How was your day, really? Or what's one thing you felt today? The goal is to share your inner worlds, not just your schedules. Ritual 3. Appreciation and admiration. What you focus on expands. Make it a daily habit to voice one specific appreciation. Thanks for helping. But I really appreciated how you handled that call with the plumber today. You were so calm and clear. It made me feel like we're a great team. Look for the good in your partner and verbally name it. This deposits huge amounts into your emotional bank account, making withdrawals during stress much less damaging. These rituals are non-negotiable maintenance for the heart of your relationship. They are the proactive work that makes the reactive repair work so much easier. Chapter 6. Navigating difficult conversations. The map for the tough terrain. Sometimes you need to have a big, scary, important conversation. A conversation about finances, parenting differences, intimacy, or past hurts. These require a little more structure, a map, so you don't get lost in the emotional woods. Here is your 4-part map. Part 1. The gentle launch. Never blindside your partner. Ask for the conversation. There's something about our budget that's been on my mind. I'd like us to find a time to talk about it and see if we can get on the same page. When would be a good time for you? This builds safety and respect from the very first moment. Part 2. State your purpose. Begin the conversation by affirming the relationship. My goal in talking about this isn't to blame or criticize. My goal is for us to understand each other better and find a solution we both feel good about. You and our happiness are my priority. Frame it as us versus the problem, not me versus you. Part 3. Use the skills. This is where you deploy your I language and deep listening in tandem. One person speaks using the I feel. When, because I need. Structure. The other person listens deeply and mirrors back until the speaker feels fully understood. Then, and only then, do you switch roles. You are not debating. You are taking turns fully expressing and fully understanding. This takes time. Be patient. Part 4. Brainstorm and bridge. Once both hearts feel heard, you can move to solutions. Say, okay, now that we understand where we're both coming from, what are some ideas that might work for both of us? Brainstorm without judgment. Be creative. Look for a third way that honors both of your core needs. The agreement is less important than the process of seeking it together. The connection is the victory. Chapter 7. The Lifelong Practice. Grace for yourself and your partner. As we near the end of our time together, I want to offer you the most important ingredient of all. Grace. You will not do this perfectly. You will forget to use I language. You will interrupt. You will get defensive. Your partner will too. This is not failure. This is being human. The path of conscious communication is not a straight line to a perfect relationship. It is a spiral. Circle back 2 lessons, each time with a little more awareness, a little more skill, a little more compassion for yourself and your beloved. When you stumble, practice self-forgiveness. I'm learning. When your partner stumbles, offer them grace. We're learning. See every miscommunication not as a catastrophe, but as data, a clue. An opportunity to understand a hidden trigger, a sensitive spot, an unmet need. Approach it with curiosity, not condemnation. Your relationship is a living, breathing entity. It needs to be fed daily with kindness, attention, and yes, skillfully chosen words. But it is also resilient. It can withstand misunderstandings and repairs and become stronger for them. Commit to the practice, not the perfection. Celebrate the tiny victories, the pause you took, the I statement you formed, the time you listened without solving. These are the atoms of a profound and lasting love. We've come to the end of this particular conversation, but this is truly just the beginning of yours. You now carry with you a toolkit, not of manipulation, but of love made practical. The safety check, the deep listening, the bridge-building I statements, the de-escalation pause, the daily rituals, the map for tough talks, and the overarching blanket of grace. Start small. Pick one thing. Perhaps tomorrow you will practice the 6-second kiss, or you will try one I statement. Or you will simply listen for 3 full minutes with your whole heart. This is how change happens. It's not in a grand sweeping gesture, but in the quiet, consistent choice to show up differently, moment by moment. Your relationship is your most sacred creation. You get to build it word by word, listen by listen, repair by repair, into a haven of mutual understanding and profound connection. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. I believe in the love you are building. Go gently with each other. Speak from your heart. Listen with your soul. And remember, the desire to connect is the seed from which everything beautiful grows. I'm wishing you both a lifetime of deepening understanding and ever-growing love. Goodbye for now.